Football Park in South Australia, 7 Sport welcomes you to Adelaide and North Melbourne on Saturday night's football.
Yes, it's a pretty cool and wintry night here in South Australia, but good evening wherever you are and welcome to Saturday night football. What an important night it is too as round 20 continues for the Adelaide Crows, who quite simply must keep winning if they're to have any hope of the finals action come September. And North Melbourne are greedily eyeing the double chance, and for that to happen they'll certainly want to win tonight.
The AFL
Saturday night football, that means working with Don Scott. Welcome, Donnie. I'm happy about it.
Hello, Sandy.
The Adelaide Crows, the squad they've got tonight, they've made a couple of changes. They're good enough to win?
Well, Sandy, I watched them 2 weeks ago and against Geelong, and I thought they were terrific for 3 quarters. And Geelong, well, they just hit a purple patch in that last quarter. And talking to Malcolm earlier, he said the same thing happened against Essendon last week. They were in front going into the last quarter, or partway through the last quarter, and Essendon just went over the top of them. They really did have a dip at Geelong, and they've made a couple of changes, McCartney and Wiedemann coming in. North
Melbourne haven't lost 2 in a row. There we can see Robin warming up, and the question mark was over Corey McKernan, but he's out there.
Yes, and Mark Stevens is on the interchange bench, and Mark is, and this is where we started to surmise whether Stevens was coming into the side. He's a positioned player. But Anderson, Gorman and Stevens were just talking about have come into that North Melbourne side. It's a settled lineup. They're doing particularly well. They're up there at the top, near the top of the table on top, and so great side, North Melbourne, at the moment. Can they continue? Wait and see.
We certainly will. This is going to be a ripper game, so important to both sides. All the action coming your way on the other side of this break. Ballpark, not a full house here tonight, but there's certainly going to be plenty of action. You need to be rugged up, and this is when it tests the character of those that come to the game. And I'm happy to say that Curls is here, and he's happy to be here too. Welcome, Curls.
Yeah, well, thank you, Samuel. As the viewers in Melbourne can see, all around Australia, conditions are not ideal for good football. There'll be a lot of ball handling errors tonight. There'll be a lot of packs forming, and this, of course, is where McKernan and Pittman's battle is just so important. We have one team fighting for a position on the ladder, and we have another team fighting to salvage some lost pride. So I expect a very fierce opening and a torrid match.
Yes, thank you, Curls. It's going to be tough. North Melbourne, incidentally, wearing black armbands for Dally O'Brien, a former club captain back in the 40s. And our respects go to his family. We welcome former champ Malcolm Blight to the microphone. Welcome, Malcolm.
Sandy, Don.
Yes, and the change is already taking place out there. Bit of ducks and drakes as the ball is about to be bounced.
Yes, ducks and drakes. We just saw Carey. Here's the bounce down. Let's see what happens in the centre with North winning the toss. They're kicking to the right of screen. Anderson takes it away, but it's stolen by Adelaide. Here goes McLeod. Down the watch, full forward, and the mark is taken early on with Mudra in front.
Well, they've got to take advantage of this dry ball. And there it is. Great handling, because this is going to be very dangerous, this ball, in a couple of minutes, because it will become very slippery and treacherous.
The wind is blowing across the ground here at Football Park. It's not too difficult from that spot, but at the other end, it's certainly going to be very tough. Oh, he's given them the start they wanted. Modra gets the first for the night.
Well, that's his 64th of the season, and you can only practice those things at training. The way it came out, stolen, easy from McLeod. It's a great pass, an excellent lead.
Yes, just the start that Robert Shaw would have wanted in the Crows. So we're back in the centre. Capuano tries to tap it back to his own advantage teammate. Terrific stuff on the ground. Then receives the handball back. Goes to centre half forward. McCartney in front. That's a good contest indeed. Forward 50-metre line. Crows smart, running through hard. Carey goes off the ground. The ball gets in behind players. Arch is there. Certain goal. And the Roos have got there first.
Well, Ben Arch has been a great player, either back or forward this year. When he's been moved down as a shock trooper, he certainly has produced, and unfortunately for Adelaide, there's Carey off the ground. You can see there the mistake. Trip, Archer by himself, could have gone across to McKernan. But he's very accurate for goal. He's only kicked the 9 points. That's his 22nd goal for the season, so he has a terrific conversion rate.
Crows bench looking on at the moment. Chalmers on the left, Wiedemann back there also. as scores tied away. Who can win it out of the centre? It's taken by Anthony. Rock goes down towards left half forward. That was a high tackle on Rashudo. Play goes on, however, gives it across to his captain, who pushes in towards the middle. Now they've got a chance through Bickley to go down towards the half forward line. Slapped forward past Wayne Schwash. Schwash has got to try and apply the tackle. It comes backwards again to McLeod. No! And there's the second one to the Crows.
In the first couple of minutes, exciting stuff here at Football Park in very average conditions. McGuinness gets a quick kick forward through the hands of Liptak. We'll see that a lot tonight. Schwash does well, and North Melbourne are able to repel that. McKernan goes high. The ball falls to ground. Scholl just dragged off the footy. Ball out wide. Liptak in underneath. Tackled by Stevens. No free kick. McGuinness slips, recovers, then kicks the ball back to centre wing. Pittman bends over, can't get hold of it, and the ball ends up out of bounds.
Tall half-forward line with McKernan, Carey, North Melbourne.
Don't have to be too clever to work out the weather here in Adelaide at the moment. Current temperature of 9, and the minimum I think that should have been probably down to 7. Not too far off that at the moment. Nevertheless, it's slapped away by Jamieson and then socket off the ground down towards the left forward pocket area, where we'll see a throw in.
So they must have taken that temperature, Sandy, in front of the heater.
I think so. Yes, Stevens. Yes, it's not hot, as Anthony's in his 126th game, and this light rain persisting. But it's going to be a battle to the end, this one, because Adelaide have to win. If they are going to have any chance, Richmond would have hurt them today by their big victory, and North Melbourne, well, they want the double chance. Rashudo off the ground. Smart heads towards the boundary line, and he'll see it amble over. But back he heads. That will be a pattern of the night as we look at the North bench.
Dylanchenko, Allison.
He's had a long wait.
And the other is Gorman.
To notch up his 100 goals. He's been sitting on 98 now for a number of weeks. Here's an opportunity for North through Bell. Bell flicks it over the top and he bounces it through. So Peter Bell in his 20th game gets his 20th goal.
Well, he's one of those pickups that North Melbourne got this year, and hasn't he done particularly well? Been very consistent. He's pretty hard at the ball. In the old days, we used to call them goers, but with video camera nowadays, you've got to call them hard at the ball. I've been informed by Norm Dare.
That's great, Don. We're pleased about that. 2 goals apiece. Here we go. Great jump in the centre from Pittman. Went hard at it. Vardy wanted to unload the ball backwards and really paid the penalty. Tough and a high tackle. And a free kick will come back to Scholl. Gives off the handball, off to Anderson. It's a great kick normally. Goes out towards Carey. No exception. Terrific play from North Melbourne. And the skipper, the champ, Wayne Carey, will kick from 45 metres. There's a little noise. Crowd. Players pushing and shoving off the footy. For Wayne Carey from 45 metres. Kicks. And kicks out to the right. There is a bit of breeze coming across in there. He probably felt that, but just didn't quite hit the ball right. And the first minor score, it's North Melbourne 2-1-13, Adelaide 2 straight goals.
Back into play once again. An opportunity for Adelaide through Edwards to go towards centre wing. He does so and finds Vardy. Peter Vardy from Central Districts in only his 5th game. As the rain eases, Anderson comes over the top and belts it over the line. It'll be a pattern for the night.
Interesting in the goal square for Adelaide, Jarman and Modred both staying in their goal square.
Capuano and Pittman doing the work. But again, the Crows have a chance of heading down towards Jarman and Modred. Jarman's in front this time. Being late, he looks back. There's nothing he can do. He knows that Andrew Jarman is going to get a crack at the Crows' 3rd goal.
It's interesting that move, because both Modra and Jarman led for the ball. They didn't peel off. They both led to the direction of the ball.
28 for the season, 28-10. And he's kicked another one now. number 29.
After the footy hard, comes out to Kerry, goes back towards the goal-to-goal line. The rain does ease, as Sandy says, but it's raining goals here. 5 already in 5 minutes. Archer's handball misses. Scholl goes to ground. Easy then for Ellen to mop it up to Jamison. And they actually run the ball out with some handball. Probably overused. Now the kick needs to be good, and it is. The shoot over Jarman. Centre wing. Now comes back down the middle. Goes over long, and really, it's a poor kick. Taken out. Absolutely taken out was King. Ball play on. Schwash runs. Runs hard. Bounces it. Fantastic play from Wayne Schoss at the back to Anthony Stevens, trying to control it towards the boundary line. He does. Just wobbles the ball towards half forward. Now going into North Melbourne's 50-metre area. Ellen, in fact, it's McGuinness over the top and paddles it out.
Just over 14 minutes left in this first quarter. And a good start. North Melbourne coming into this game, as far as National Sportsbook concerned, a 7-4 on favourite. Adelaide 5-4 against, but gee, Adelaide certainly does have the incentive. So too North, with bearing in mind the double chance. The hand pass of Scott going over the top. Rashudo claimed he was being held. The umpire says play on, so they do. Past Archer it goes. A chance for the Crows to clear here. They look out, Ellen. He headed straight towards the boundary line, just chipping short. It's effective. Bickley's there.
Very casual, isn't he, Ellen?
On the last line of defence, Mark Bickley heads to the outer side. Vardy is sandwiched between a couple. So a throw-in to take place.
Lorraine has stopped now. Players would appreciate that.
Not quite a full house here tonight, but not far off it. Cool conditions perhaps deterring a few. But Scott soccers off the ground, down towards Archer once again. He applies the tackle over the top and has given away a free kick. Rod Jamison will take it at fullback. Comes towards the run of Nigel Smart. Smart can't take the mark. He was held, and there's going to be free kick. One of the veterans of this South Australian side, a century player, and has not missed a game this season. Rodram couldn't take the mark, pushed the handball along to try and accommodate his teammate in Andrew McLeod, going probably 10 metres before another throw.
So after a flurry of goals, we've had 2 or 3 minutes without one, and the players now just going a bit tighter on each other. Got a one-on-one contest going all over the ground. Pittman in front, plays for the free kick and gets it.
Actually, that wasn't a good throw-in by the boundary umpire. It really didn't make any distance. Got a lot of height.
Gives it off to Bickley, and the ball kicked to centre half forward.
Let's go down to the boundary line, Curls.
Yes, there's an urgency about the Crows tonight that's been missing for some time. They really are applying themselves tonight.
Yeah, it looks very much that way. Rashudo just pushed off as he kicks it. Hart finds some space. Oh, terrific running play. Now to Smart. Now the other way. Comes from in 50 metres. He's run 100.
That's a free kick, surely.
And the free kick. Good call, Don. I thought the did it for him.
Here's Martin from the last line of defence for North Melbourne. McKernan trying to do the work from behind. Vardy in front, gets a hurried kick in towards half forward. Belted clear once again. Oh, it is tough, but mind you, they need no more incentive than a spot in the finals, does Adelaide. Flicked over the top by Edwards. No mark taken, play on at the back. Here on the opportunity for McLeod. He's already booted one off the ground. It's wide, and it's not pretty. It's out of bounds on the full.
You did come over earlier today, didn't you? You must have gone down to the backyard and got some of that weed.
Oh, look at that! Tyson Edwards.
Wow, what a fly. That's a tremendous mark.
Plays on Mudra. Oh, gee, they're showing us all at the moment. Vardy's in there as well, but he can't do anything with it. Schwartz gets the hand pass away. Still in the danger zone as Jarman flicks towards Pittman. He loses it to Capuano. Capuano gets a quick kick wide towards centre wing. The race is on now. Who is going to win it? It looks like North, and it's Anthony Rock. Rock goes into the middle. I don't like Wayne Carey here tonight, I can tell you. Stevens towards full forward. Oh,
It's on behind play.
Carey.
It's on behind play. Carey and McCartney.
It's only a bit of bumping. They're going to kick a goal. In the meantime, Archer has played on, and he has kicked the goal.
Yeah, 1-point ball game, and Wayne Carey and Jason McCartney after a shepherd from Carey on Bond was not appreciated. Really did have a go at each other. Wayne Schwash from that kick from the centre marks right on the centre square line. And there certainly is some feeling. Neil Kearley, the Crows have been good. They've been at it. So up north, it's terrific. And McCartney goes the big swish on Carey and misses. Handball puts Smart under enormous pressure. Falls free now back to Scholl. He has a bit of time, buys some space, goes in towards goal. What a great kick from Scholl.
Great shepherding too.
Fourth goal to the Roos.
Well, Craig Scholl started down back, really got a lease of life when he went on the wing and represented the state. But now he's found another lease of life since he's gone up forward. Some great shepherding, and from 50 metres, that is a good kick for a goal. He's got a tremendous leap, Scholl. There he is, a very talented athlete. Craig Scholl, a Festive Forest. Now this is the Carey shepherd, and Bond was verbally abusing Carey after that, and McCartney got involved physically.
Back in the thick of things at the moment as King sends North Melbourne along. They're answering in the best way they know how. Kicking goals and
he runs
charging is
straight.
Archer. Straight through, but he couldn't take the football. Ellen gets the hand pass away towards Jamison. He goes wide to the outer side. You want pressure, say North? We'll give you some. And they are at the moment. Close to the boundary line is Stevens. Sockers it off the ground, keeps it in play, puts it inside 50. Again, another little chip. An opportunity is there for Bell. Peter Bell around his body. Good smother. Ellen caught, has to get the kick away. Does so under pressure, wide to the outer side. That's where we're going to see a lot of the action. Hart couldn't take it cleanly. Does have backup support. Bond was there for a moment. Roberts was fairly happy to go over the line, I think.
Finish your centre half back, Mark Roberts, because the Ian Fairley absence.
Yes, one of the veterans in the north side. About 11 players have averaged about 150 games each between them. So it's a very experienced side now. Kick forward, and Anderson, one of the younger players, takes the mark centre wing, peels off, goes in towards centre half forward, coming back Edwards, does the right thing and belts it down. McLeod lively early, now wants to go back out to the crowded other side. I mean, that's where all the players were. And Capuano pushes off the Pittman and takes a very nice one-hander. He now goes long, back in towards that centre half forward. Ellen cuts it out.
Shane Ellen is on half back. Looks towards Pittman. That's his target. He's there in the thick of things, but couldn't take it. McGuinness does the roving work, and he does it so well. Off he goes to Bond, who charges it.
What a pass. That was just excellent, excellent. Gee, to turn that ball from there over your left shoulder, look at that. What an excellent pass. There's really no margin for error in that situation.
Modra already has one for the match, and he's got 64 for the season. That's away to the right, but it's come back enough, I think, to just sneak in. No, one behind. Oh.
Well, cheer for anything here, Sandy.
At the moment, they're down by one straight kick. It'll be Wayne Schwass. Bring it back into play. There's Johnny Blakey. Oh, he goes short. Now, this could be dangerous. Barty gets caught, tries to get the hand pass away. That's still in play, however. Tucked in the pocket. North defending grimly, and eventually it's taken over the line, but I don't think that'll be happening too often tonight.
Started as the tag of that man, number 10, Anthony Stevens, but now he's a really productive player in his own right.
Pittman gets front spot, just belts it down.
What did you do that for?
You'd think you'd just something a bit smarter than that, Don. Being a former great ruckman, you would have done something slightly different to that.
No, I would have done exactly that. We're all dumb.
Your thinking, though, has changed in the past couple of weeks, hasn't it?
My word, I'm a very lateral thinker, Sandy, since you've been away. Thank you, Malcolm.
Rock reads it well. Pittman did try and hit that back then. That was clever. And through the hands of Rashudo. Scholl's right there with him to ground. Both players now on the footy. Carey tries to soccer it. Smart picks and kicks. Both players dive. And eventually, McGuinness and Robert Scott see it over the line. And as we look here, just yes, North by 6 points, just under 8 minutes to go. Capuano Ellen. Jumps nicely from the side and then kicks the ball forward. So going 30 metres. In front, Martin. Martin puts a tackle on, which is a good fair tackle and good defensive play. And Wayne Schwartz puts his hand up, appealing to umpire Brian Sheehan for a free, but no such luck.
Brian Sheehan, one of the men in white in charge tonight. Also with us is the South Australian police officer, Tim Pfeiffer, and Darren McCauley, the carpenter. Bond.
North Melbourne really crowding up their back line. They've only got Carey and Archer forward of the centre circle, or their centre circle.
Pittman removing the one glove.
Surely the ball's not all the gloves. Not that sticky that you can't control it. But everybody's got their little idiosyncrasies, haven't they?
75th game for David Pittman from 45 metres into the front of the square. And Robram says, have it.
Not a happy Mark Stevens. He's playing on Robram at centre half back. But isn't it terrific to see Matthew Robram playing so well? Because I thought with some exposure which he's got this year, he would really start to blossom. He really didn't get the opportunities last year on and off the bench out of the side, but now doing particularly well.
This to level the scores, and he has.
So we're back in the centre. Dennis Pagan on the phone. Just the runner went out to young Mark Stevens after Robin took that one. So just giving him a piece of advice, perhaps. Capuani. Oh, no. Belts it forward. Belts it forward. Rashudo off to Ellen. That's good play. Kicks the ball forward. Jarman trying to use his body. Held on to it. Not played. Lip tack runs onto it. Handball's back to Bickley in the centre. He has to stand and kick it. Kicks it off the inside of the boot. Here is Stevens and Robin. And Stevens does well there. So that's this smart defensive thing and goes towards the boundary line.
Getting his opportunity tonight. In fairly out. He's a position player, a key position player, but because McKernan and Carey play on the side, he's had limited opportunity.
Just on 6 minutes remaining, crucial time. Or McGuinness had a run. He'll still be thereabouts. Pressure now on the north defence. Anderson charges back again, and he runs into trouble. Slews off the side of the boot. It's going to be okay. The juggler!
Oh, that's out.
And he walks. Rock from the back pocket, heads towards Carey on centre wing, receiving plenty of attention, but no free kick. Play on is the call. There's another one. Again, no free kick. So Jarman plays on, goes to his brother, and he marks it just inside the line. Jarman looks towards full forward. He's got the ball! Well, if it's not it, it's in the top three.
That's his second, and what a leap. Jewison from tremendous leaps here tonight. They're all coming on the Adelaide forward line. What's this? The high ball, Jarman. Modra behind. Oh! He's taken better, I suppose.
You wouldn't be unhappy with it, though.
No, you certainly wouldn't be if you're a Crow fan. Tony Modra with a couple. Archer at the other end with a couple. And the Crows in front by a goal.
Similar to the Brisbane game a couple of weeks ago.
And back in the centre bounce. Stevens goes at it. Oh, really met solidly by Bickley. And we'll get the free kick back in the centre of the ground.
They were really fired up against Brisbane. Adelaide were against Brisbane. They won that game. And they're going at the same rate tonight.
Uses Wayne Swash. Runs off half back. Chips the ball forward brilliantly to Robert Scott. So between wing and half forward, Scott has Carey in his sights. McCartney does well. Puts him under pressure. Jamison taps the ball back, trying to be in McLeod's advantage. King picks it up. 20 metres out from goal, almost the one-hander there to Brett Allison. Archer hard in underneath.
He's a spirited, enthusiastic competitor tonight, young McLeod. There he is, number 23, Andrew McLeod.
So 20 metres from the north goal. McKernan against Smart. McKernan does well, kicks the ball, bounces towards goal, and intelligently tapped through by Rashudo for just the second point for the Northerners, and the margin back to 5 points.
Jamison brings it back in. This tough first quarter continues. Rashudo marks. Tucked in the back pocket. Got Scholl on the mark. Rashudo in his 81st game. Has played every game this season too. As King sees it still out of his arms and over the line. Andrew McLeod.
It's interesting, the Adelaide set up a forward. They've got Jarman and Modra both in the square. Liptak and Darren Jarman at centre-half forward. Then they make their breaks accordingly. Plenty of space in which to work.
Allen gets a hurried kick as the rain starts again. Schwartz shrugs 1, 2 tackles. Have a look at this, he says, and then kicks it out of bounds. Not on the full. Bounces just inside the line. Been a grand player for North Melbourne, Wayne Schwartz, a dual best and fairest. He is the reigning best and fairest champion, winning in 94 and 95. Fantastic player. Pittman wins it. Bickley and Smart. Comes towards Smart. He's got McGuinness going down the wing. McGuinness goes inside. He may go back again. Was the hand pass necessary? Because in all sorts of trouble was Liptak. McGuinness does go back again. Gets it back. Kicks towards half forward. Cruel bounce initially. Eventually picked up by Capuano. Picked high. Back towards centre wing. The bouncing ball eludes a couple. It's flicked over the top. Bickley may get his chance, but he's close to the boundary line with that slippery ball. And eventually over.
The rain heavy once again, Sandy. The best place to be tonight under an umbrella.
In centre wing. Allen, well tackled, ball spills free. Scholl working hard. A couple of Crows falling over each other. Rashudo was at the bottom of the pack. And another bounce. In the middle with just 3 minutes remaining in the
What's the ruling, Malcolm, on a day like tonight? Because it wasn't conditioned as classed as adverse before the game. So are they going to have a new ball at quarter time?
Yes, they will, John. I'm sure they will. They're intelligent men, those fellas in white, just like the one sitting alongside me. Liptak gives it off to McGuinness. They use the handball pretty well there. Off to Smart. Smart now drives it long. One-on-one contest here everywhere. The ball spills over the back. They're running onto it. Vardy from 30 metres out has missed the lot.
Andrew Jarman was being manhandled by Dean Lately there. The umpire would have been in full view, yet didn't pay the free kick.
Well, he's got it anyhow because it went out on the full, Don, and that's one of the rules those blokes in white are good at. And marked here by Mark Stevens. It is absolutely belting down at the moment. Pittman tries to tap it back to some players' advantage.
Did you ever like playing in the rain? I used to hate it.
I don't think it's every player's preference. I don't think there's too many that would like that, but that is really raining hard now. I think most players prefer to play in the dry, but it is a winter game, Don, and you'll catch up on that in the next year or so. Here's McGuinness, kicks the ball quickly forward. Bell just avoids that as his teammate come at him. McLeod almost pinches it. King goes off the ground. Carey in front. Oh, that's a great pick up and give to Roberts. And the kick just doesn't quite hit the mark right.
That's good
and
play.
marked by Jamison.
And Malcolm, that wind has really picked up as well with this sleeting rain. It's a howling gale at the moment. So it's very, very difficult for these players, and full credit to them as Jarman takes it from half back, goes around Archer, kicks up towards half forward. The Pittman couldn't take it even with the gloves, but it's very hard. We'll have a ball up.
Ben Hart's now gone on the forward line. Allison's going with him. We saw Jarman. I thought they might have been getting numbers up to close the game up because they want to protect that lead that they got with only, what, a minute and a half to go in this first quarter.
Robin to do the ruck work. Liptak in there working hard. Capuano, a hurry kick in towards the centre. Rashudo and Scholl both there. Neither could take it. The ball spills free at the back to Laidley. Claimed by Smart, but he gets his kick. It's high to the outer side. Had to go under pressure, and Vardy takes the mark. Done all right. From Central Districts. Central vying for a top of the ladder finish here in the South Australian National Football League with the Nord Club, as Blakey goes over the top and he gives it to Bell. Bell has a look down towards centre wing, towards Carey country. He was in front, couldn't take the mark, but he did well again to recover. Anderson tumbles a punt down towards left half forward. Pittman was there, couldn't take it cleanly. Oh, hard work
Well done by Archer, who caught one and then picked himself up. He's going to go back and take the free kick.
Kicking in danger, I believe. I didn't signal it.
Well, it's down to time now. They'll need a mark. Well, it's appeared to be holding on there, Don. And that has gone out of bounds on the full, so with just 18 seconds
about it, and they won't make a decision as to who's holding who. If they were to just give one or two, they'd soon clean these dirty incidents up.
Carey and McCartney. McCartney over the top. The score was okay, and the Crows are going to get out of trouble because there's only 10 seconds remaining. The ball's in the centre. It's picked up by King. He eludes one tackle, gives it to Rock, back to King. Are they out of trouble yet? Yeah, he gives it to Anderson. Anderson looks quickly, puts them up towards 50, but there's the siren. Laidley takes the mark, but it's quarter time. Oh, good tight quarter of football here at Football Park. We know what's at stake, and Adelaide playing for their very lives at the moment. Started in a blaze of glory. 2 goals to Tony Modra. Singles to McLeod, Matthew Robran and Andrew Jarman. And Wayne Carey, what a tussle he's had. Basically with Jason McCartney. Glenn Archer is their principal scorer. He's got 2. Nothing in it. Adelaide leads 5-1. 31 North Melbourne. A 4-2. 26. Have just joined us, then welcome to what has been an excellent first quarter of football here at Football Park. Adelaide a 5-1-31. Their only multiple scorer has been the high-flying Tony Modra. He has 2 of those 5. North Melbourne a 4-2-26, and Glenn Archer has 2 of those. And girls, you don't need to be Einstein to work out that there's so much at stake for both of these sides tonight.
Yeah, that was a great first quarter of football. And watching both coaches at quarter time, Dennis Pagan very, very vocal, demanding more aggression and commitment from his players, whereas Tony Shaw, for the first time this year, didn't worry about the board. He was just going about instructing the players to continue their fine work. Dennis Pagan threw all his big guns forward in that quarter. We saw Carey, Archer and McKernan all starting in the forward line. McKernan's a problem because Smart, he was well beaten by Smart, and I think McKernan will have to go in the ruck to try and lift North Melbourne.
Thanks, girls. I think those cool conditions are getting to you. Robert Shaw, of course, with Adelaide. Tony with Collingwood as we go into the second quarter. It's 31, plays 26.
Jarman now on the ball, that is Andrew.
Rain for the moment has cleared and Pittman has won it. Now who's going to take it out of the centre? In all sorts of bother was McLeod, but he did get the kick down towards half forward. The lip tap on was almost perfect. Goes back to him again from Vardy. And he's going to get a free kick.
Well, there's Robram, their forward line set up is a little bit different now. There's the free kick. Trip, purely accidental. But they don't take that into account. Liptak's got it, but their forward line different. Modra in the square now, and Robram is about 30 metres in front of Modra.
46 metres out. It's off to the side. There's no mark. Martin pushes towards the boundary line. Jarman tries to flick it back. It finishes with Stevens. That's Anthony. He gives it off to Dean Laidley. And North are out of trouble for the moment. Back towards the half-back line. McKernan couldn't quite juggle it. Scholl's hand pass almost came back to him again. Almost thrown out towards Capuano. He takes it and gives it to Rock. North are away. Down towards the half-forward line. The kick is pushed wide by Archer. He gives it to Scott. Robert Scott looks down towards Carey territory. With him is McCartney. Carey, McCartney. Who's going to be first to recover? Oh, Carey working hard against a couple. And eventually the umpire comes in and says, I'll take charge.
The beauty about Carey, Sandy, is the fact that he's prepared. There he is, prepared to play in front at all times. In front.
Yes, you're quite right, Don. He does do that. Here's McKernan and Smart come at it. Smart grabs hold of it, really too easy, and then just hoiks the ball out wide. Goes out to the half-back flank. First there's Bond. There's a bit of time now. Just tries to seize it up. Gives it back to Pittman. Pittman running. Goes fairly direct. Robran and Stevens. Good contest there from both players. The ball centre wing. Rock in underneath it. Swash there. Comes out the back. And eventually another bounce. Anthony Rock. Having a very good season for North.
He's been well up in the best and fairest.
Yes, he's had a very good year. Stevens, in fact, Roberts tries to get it out players. Ball very slippery. There's been a lot of rain. McGuinness goes off the ground. Blakey there also with Jarman. Vardy's been good in tight to McGuinness from 50 metres out. Goes to the front of the square. Martin in front. Can't get hold of it. Falls to Liptak. Oh! Gives it away to Modra. He's under enormous pressure. Blakey wants to go for the points and does. Helped by David King. So just a point to North. 4-3. Adelaide 5-1. In fact, the other way around. Yeah.
So King will bring it back into play. Blakey. Well, he takes them on. Says, here I go. And he wobbles it off the side of the boot. That's an excellent save. It gives McGuinness a chance to go forward again towards Modra. Modra and Martin, neither able to take the mark. Clever trap by Vardy, who's been impressive. They pounce upon it once again. And again, coming in to take charge is Tim Pfeiffer, the man in white.
You know, Anthony Modra has kicked a couple of goals, but boy, Michael Martin plays a terrific game. A real competitor.
Yes, he's a miser, isn't he? You wouldn't want him as your bank manager. You get nothing. Cries of on the fall by the German hierarchy, and it is taken as gospel. So Andrew it will be to have a shot. Now the wind has dropped markedly. In fact, yeah, he has. The wind has dropped markedly. I was just having a look at those flags. Still light rain. Vardy tucked right on the boundary.
That's good that Vardy's going so far back. At least he gives himself, he opens up the face of goal.
Fair kick. 33 plays 26.
The margin just creeping out a bit. Points. When that real rain came down before, it really did favour the end the Crows were going to, and some of the kicking was just long. Kick out comes wide. Stevens picks it up beautifully, one grab. Now goes towards Carey, who keeps pushing and has got it.
He's got it.
He was tough day. Roberts always slips behind the back. Seen him do this many, many times in a game of footy. Tries to control it. Needs some support. Comes back. Edwards grabs him without the footy. And in comes Jamison and Rashudo.
Some heavy work by Archer, and you can see they're being congratulated. The players recognise it. Scholl going over and congratulating him.
He's a dangerous player like that, Mark Roberts. He slips in behind defences quite easily. There's Glenn Archer really hard at it again tonight. Jamison right with him. They bounce about 40 metres out from the North Melbourne goal. Kernan can't get it down to pick it up. Bickley, after the soccer, can and just points it back into the air. Carey and Smart. Smart does well, taps it down. So does Carey with a recovery. Capuano throws it on the boot towards the forward pocket. Bell can't grab it. Bickley recovers. Now goes wide to the wing. And Capuano nearly running back into trouble. Gives it off to Swash. Tries to belt it back through the middle of the ground. Players really having trouble with his slippery footy at the moment. Stevens caught off to Anderson. Anderson goes forward. And in front again, Bell can't get hold of it. Players in underneath, and a bounce will surely take place.
You see there, number 37, Adam Simpson, just on the ground. Mark Roberts has gone off. What's happening here? Is this
Ryan Sheehan having plenty to say it is the blood rule. Bell coming off.
And that's probably where he copped it, on the bottom of that pack.
Jason Dadalchenko coming onto the ground. Bell off. The next goal critical. Just a 7-point buffer at the moment for Adelaide. They could squeeze it out to 13. McKernan, Scholl, Carey, a little chip on towards the 50. It's okay. Finds Stevens.
He's got player out to his right. Too slow.
He's going to go long. And he does, in towards full forward. A big pack of players once again. Taken by Allison towards the boundary line, and he flicked it back in. Dadalchenko's got one high. I think he's going to get a free kick. Was taken high. as you can see in that replay.
He's a player that's got a lot of potential. It's a horrible word, potential, because as soon as you put a player in that category, they never live up to it, do they? He's got a lot of potential.
Well, an important kick. Virtually no breeze at all now. It's amazing how it's been fluctuating. He's 25 metres out. The distance is not a problem, and neither is the accuracy.
Bounce, a 1-point ball game. And there will be another bounce back in the centre. So the Northerners really trying to cement that spot in the top two. Adelaide clinging to some faint chance if they can win 3 in a row at the end of the season to get in the 8. Stevens runs hard, Soccer's off the ground. The ball goes out between wing and half forward. Here's Denolchenko with Allen. And Denolchenko pretty happy about that, seeing it out. So a boundary throw in between wing and half forward. And down on the boundary line, Neil Kelly.
Yes, a report has been made, Malcolm, in the first quarter on trying to find out who it is.
Interesting. Okay, well, there was a lot of jostling, and it did include Carey and McCartney, so we'll wait on that, girls, as North go forward again through Anderson up towards the half-forward line. Belted out the back. Hart goes charging good for the Crows. Can't pick it up, but was he just trying to push towards the line? Been a great player for the club. 105 games now, and hasn't missed a weekend this season. Capuano and Smart. Oh, here's a chance at the back as it's wobbled through. Yes, thank you, says the Rock.
His first of the night, and as we remarked earlier, he's having a terrific year. Be well up in the best and fairest, Anthony. Ball spills to the back. On the left foot. Normally a right foot kick, Anthony.
2 quick goals, and North have hit back hard. Bell is back on the ground. Scholl is off, and the Roos are in front.
Yes, Pittman jumps high and hard. On ballers just starting to get a bit more of the footy. Rock and Stevens. The ball goes to centre half forward. Players jostle for it. Ooh. Coming through is Bickley like a train. Here is Stevens. Cleverly clicks it out to Laidley. What great skills. He kicks to a vacant spot. Rock, here's the other one. So Rock and Stevens starting to get the footy. Move down the wing. Here's Denolchenko on the ground. Kicked a great little goal. Allen uses his body well. Does very well indeed. And then just unloads it quickly. McGuinness with a bit of time. Make the ball to bounce. Now chips it to Liptak. Can't get a hold of it. It'll happen. The ball is still slippery. Schwash stands. Now kicks and kicks it very high back towards centre wing, and a pack of Crows. Also Vardy drops it. So it's not all that easy tonight, Don, isn't it?
No, that ball very, very slippery, Malcolm. Very slippery, and they're just atrocious conditions which to play.
Under 12 minutes remaining in the first half. It's been excellent, though. Vardy gives it away to the running Smart. Now he's 60 metres from home, and he heads for home, but he's away to the left.
Doing well, Vardy. Smart.
4 points in it. And it looks as though we've got a fantastic finish to the home and away as King brings it back into play. And that's an excellent grab by Pittman. With both gloves on this time, the kick's not so good. In towards half forward. The North Melbourne players were lining up for that. Mickey Martin is making sure it's going nowhere. If football had a mean machine, he'd certainly be a member of it, would Michael Martin. He's been an excellent player for North. As we see another throw-in taking place with that ball wobbling over the line. King and also Andrew McLeod, who kicked the goal in the first quarter for the Crows. Chalmers, Wiedemann, 2 players that still wait their chance. Pittman wasn't very subtle then, and Matty Connell also on the bench, of course, their best and fairest last year. troubled by injuries. Capuano towards
Good McCartney.
Carey, and McCartney gives it a decent old belt. And Dean Laidley sees it over the line.
Good punch like that is an attacking move. Not too many players are capable of doing it.
Enjoying himself, Jason McCartney. He's been given the challenge by his coach. Pittman leans. Rashudo is at the back, almost taken high. At the back was Schwass. Goes in towards the middle of the ground. Bond had it for a moment, then lost it. May have given away a free kick. In fact, has.
Anthony Rock goes towards centre half forward. Carey and McCartney again. Carey brings it down to the front. Jarman's there to support McCartney. Back to Edwards. Do we just hang on to the foot? He gives it off to McGuinness. McGuinness can run, and then an extra handball to Bond. Back to McGuinness. So the 1-2 sees the Crows to half forward. And a terrific McKernan spoil on Rodman puts it over the line. Matthew Rodman, we're playing as one of those floating centre half forwards, moving around with Jarman. Pittman from behind. It's down the lip tack, and the ball towards Blakey, and he just belts it over the line. Jarman looks on quizzically. So this is just over 50 metres. You can see the 50-metre line there. Capuano from behind. Pittman trying to field him, sensing where he is. The ball falls a bit short, favours Pittman, does it very well, and the kick comes forward, which is great. Martin comes and attacks it, and then gets caught by Liptak, and that is a bounce. The Crows crowd's not happy, but that was just good, solid footy through a guy attacking the football, and a perfect tackle.
Yes, exactly right. He gets his hand out. That was very well done, actually.
Still in the attacking zone, though. North not out of trouble yet. Anderson held illegally, and he will assist them here out of that danger zone for the moment. Heads to the outer side. Big pack of players. No one able to take the mark. Danilchenko's caught by Jarman, and this time he has been picked. Much to the delight of the pro-Crow crowd. Jarman passes beautifully, and Rodman.
Isn't he playing with a lot of confidence? Centre half forward, the most difficult position on the ground to play. Starting deep in the pocket on occasions. Broke his leg a couple of years ago. It's taken a long time to get overcome.
This to regain the lead for the Crows from 46 metres. It's a drop punt that looks pretty good, and he has put them back in front.
The ball forced forward their way out the middle, only in the waiting arms there of Wayne Schwash.
Darren Jarman now at full forward. Blakey still with him. Modra has gone up the ground.
Laidley. And Scholl comes back on to replace Bell at the other end of the ground. All the action here across half forward. Carey and McCartney. It's been a good contest. Carey does well then to Danilchenko. Allison just throws the ball onto the boot. Here's Rudd starting to get positions. Really hard into his Bell, just back on the ground as we mentioned. And Jarman in underneath.
Playing a four-man half-forward line, Adelaide. Darren Jarman, the only man in their 50-metre semicircle with Blakey.
Bell wearing the protective gear after copping one earlier. Socket high, speaking of Bell. Let's see what he can do from here. He's outside 50. He's kicked one goal, but was much closer in. He goes for the long bomb. It's going in towards the square. They need someone waiting down in front. Jarman applies a rock-like tackle. Danilchenko is in there as well. Jarman again gets boot to ball. It travels very little distance. Bell is in with a chance. Around the body he goes. Tries to get the hand pass clear. Archer caught. He gets another one away. Oh, the pressure is fantastic. Hart gets caught. His hand pass goes wide towards Jarman. Jarman tries to steady it down towards Bond. Bond has a look, and now they're out of trouble. This is Jamison. The Crows bring it back towards the half-back line. And Tyson Edwards in his 27th game.
Well, move it quickly.
Goes short to Jamison, who this time can run on. Being told to go, and he does. Long and low in towards half-forward. Only as far as that position, however, because Blakey charges out of defence. John Blakey to half forward. A good, long, penetrating kick. Archer was in front. He couldn't take the mark. Rashuga got it down, but straight to Stevens. Stevens off to Bell. It's like a piece of soap. He's 46 metres out. In towards the full forward he goes over the top of Carey. And one behind is registered. Oh, what a contest we're seeing.
Great Saturday night football. We haven't had too many bad ones this year. Terrific.
Rod Jamison to bring it back in. And the Crows have been in a couple of these games where they've been really competitive and just fall away at the end. So it'll be great if they can just hang in there tonight. North, of course, losing last week. He's put himself under a bit of pressure, so it's a terrific contest at the moment. To centre wing, big fly was from McLeod, who actually fell down and hurt himself.
Oh, let's hope he's all right.
Kick come around and off.
Oh, wretched luck, because the youngster was doing so well. He's in a lot of pain. Look,
It's a knee, I reckon.
No. Oh, there he is. He's flying. Oh, he's come down on that knee. That doesn't happen so easily.
Yes, it's amazing. Cartney was good off the ground. Kick forward. Here's King.
He's walking McLeod. Let's hope he's all right.
Goes back towards centre half forward. Players come at it over the top. Danilchenko and Ellen. One-on-one contest towards the goal, and the defender goes off the ground.
I reckon he's all right.
No, he's coming off, Sandy.
He's coming off, but he's not by no means a crippled, and that is good news.
And the scores are level.
So the weed is on. And I'm sure that Neil Curley will bring us up to date with that. It may just be jarred or strained. Let's hope for his and the Crows' sake that Andrew McLeod is okay. But I think the weed will enjoy this sort of situation. Pressure cooker situation. Hart. And here he is, in the thick of things. With the flowing locks, he brings it back towards Robert and McKernan. The latter couldn't take the mark. Carey did well to get it towards Wayne Schwass. Schwass sweeps it to King. That's nice. He tried to slap it onto Bell. Bell back to Lady. They've got to get a kick because eventually they get caught. Hart over the top to Rashudo. And he steadies to Vardy. Vardy looks down centre wing. And away he goes. King gives chase, but he won't get him. He kicks it in towards Jarman. McKernan is there too. McKernan leads in the race and says, I'm heading for the boundary line. And Jar says, that was deliberate. No go, throw it in.
Doing an excellent John Blakely. He's done well actually all year as a tagger. Probably lowered his colours to Voss last week, but I suppose his biggest plum is Anthony Koutafidis against Carlton.
Well, Robin does the ruck work for the Crows. Plenty of North Melbourne players there. And almost a one-hander going back is Edwards. With him Simpson. So two of the youngsters in the game. The two number 37s. Tangle and another bounce. So the scores are level. Just over 4 minutes to go of this second quarter. And what really has been a very good game of footy as the rain starts to come down again. Pittman, terrific. Tries to set up Bond, just overruns it. Now goes onto his left foot, kicks it very high. Players have to sit and wait. Big fists come from behind by the North defence. Pittman has a player out wide. This is Vardy. He really should centre it and does. He's come about at 30 metres away. Mockler!
Free kick.
One-hander almost falls to McKernan, and he just unloads with a big talk. Oh, it's gone over the square line. It's a big kick. Ellen back is under pressure. Danilchenko's got him. Smart goes off the ground back into the middle. Here's Edwards. Tries to give it off and does to Jamison, and the kick goes to McCartney. Back to the running Rod Jamison. Doesn't quite hit the ball right. Falls at the back. Anderson there. A lot of North Melbourne players. Oops. Gives it up to Bond. It is very tight and the ball is slippery. Goes back to Bond. He really does have trouble on the ground in these conditions. Capuano caught. The pressure's good and surely a baller.
Sometimes it does favour the man who runs second in conditions like this because the ball's going to get very slippery and skid off the turf.
They had a pressure cooker game earlier on in the season. North eventually ran away with it, but this has started in similar fashion. Curls. What about McLeod? How is he?
Yes, it's more of a jar, bruise and a twist or a damage there, so he may recover that, boy.
Well, that is good news. That is good news indeed. Bell takes it from Carey. He'll have to be quick. He is. He gives it away to Stevens, who just runs and runs week in, week out. There's got to be a free kick for a push, but no, said the umpire. Roberts may soccer off the ground. 1, 2, he'll have to go again. He'll have to be tight. Runs out of room.
Michelle now playing at full forward. Roberts playing across half forward for North Melbourne.
There's McLeod.
And the rain heavy once again.
Carey, McCartney, Carey looks to farm out the hand pass. Comes out towards the 50. Wiedemann in trouble. Bell over the top, gives it away a little too easy. King has a look in towards goal, but North Melbourne looks pretty good for the Northerners.
David King wins the ball out the centre. That's a free kick for certain this time. Has to be a free kick.
Carey applauding the umpire because he's been manhandled a lot tonight and hasn't been recognised.
Kicks and just lobs it back. It's a long kick. It's a beautiful kick, actually, just offline.
But he really didn't get onto it, did he? Change being made, North Melbourne. Coming on for North is Gorman. And going off is Simpson.
And it's going to come back. Carey and McCartney having plenty to say to each other. The ball goes back to Hart, who goes to himself this time and goes to the outer side. Speak of the devil, the two I was talking about. Here's Rock. Had a good second quarter. Could have almost been a tackle too high. Play on, said the umpire, and they do. Scott Danilchenko recovers, spooned out, taken by Stevens, but equally well tackled. Wiedemann ridden into the ground. The umpires put away the whistle and just said, go for it, boys. They are. Eventually, towards King. Don't tell him he's going to kick another one. He hardly ever kicks goals, David King, and he has.
Well, he's kicked 2 tonight, Sandy. And isn't he ecstatic? Because he hardly kicks goals. And there he is, number 34. He's been very, very consistent since moving down to the back line, David King. He's got Wiedemann, as we said earlier. You see there, they're waiting out. The ball's farmed out. He's finishing off. And North Melbourne have made a break now. 13-point difference.
It's the man of the moment there, David King. He's only kicked 1 goal for the season. He's doubled that tonight with 2 quick goals. And just a nice little break now for North as half-time nears.
See, when they met earlier in the season back in May, North did it in 1 quarter, an 8-goal to 2 blast, and that was the end of the ball game.
So Pittman and Capuano build it back, runs Scott, but it'll sit for him. Wiedemann comes in and uses the body well. Archer caught, tries to get the handball off, and McGuinness goes off the ground to Smart. Smart's run well from half back. Can't quite hit the ball right. Swash. The time. Bit of space. Straight through McKernan's hands. Roberts comes back to help out. Now has to go very wide. Has a player out wide in Stevens. Just has a bit of time. McGuinness comes at him. King straight through his hands. Now McGuinness kicks. Great lead from Liptak. Not quite there. Goes to the back again. A lot of balls going at the back of the pack. And Schwash happy to see it over the line.
It's better also to kick at the ball as long as you can in these conditions. The more you handle it, the more you're going to turn it over. And it's very, very treacherous now. The rain really tumbling down. Very, very heavy.
Well, they've got 11 seconds to score, and it's right in their zone. The Crows that dearly love something here. Soccer off the ground maybe can produce it. Well, they're behind anyway. It's Darren Jarman. 42 goals this season. But they will go into the half-time break now with no addition to the score. So a wonderful struggle in the second quarter. Early on, it was the Adelaide Crows who appeared to be gaining the ascendancy, and then North Melbourne hitting back with goals from firstly Jason Danilchenko and Anthony Rock, and then 2 late goals in almost as many minutes to David King to see the Roos open up a lead of 12 points. Adelaide's goals in that quarter, well, the only one came from Matthew Robrin. Wayne Carey as captain has been over talking to the umpires. There have been some very interesting decisions. The umpires are Brian Sheehan, Tim Pfeiffer of South Australia, and Darren McCauley. And I think there is certainly plenty of feeling here at Football Park. At half-time, it is North Melbourne 8-5, 53, leading Adelaide 6-5, 41.
By North Melbourne, they've moved to 8-5, 53, leading Adelaide 6-5, 41. 2 straight kicks the difference. What a game this one is, hoping to shape the final 8, as is round 20. Let's have a look. Here at Football Park, North leading 8-5, Adelaide 6-5, and of course with the appearance of Don Scott, the rain and hail disappears. But what a game, what a first, oh, don't look like that, so what a first half.
I didn't like that insinuation, but yes, it was a good first half. North just got the break at the end there, but these conditions, well, you don't know whether this rain's going to continue because it made it very, very treacherous at the end, and it's going to be very hard to score goals. Sometimes the guy running second in conditions like this will be rewarded. We all ask for everybody to get into front position, but the way this ball's scooting through off the turf now, it's going to be very hard to judge. And Modra started well, and it's unfortunate that McLeod went off just prior to half-time with that wrenched knee, but what a leap that was. Early in the first quarter, there's some tremendous leaps by the Adelaide Crow forwards. And this is another big one. It'll be a goal to Modra. Oh! Not much Mickey Martin can do, and he did the right thing, Martin. You can never be critical of a fellow that plays in front like that, who's just better played by Modra. And that was Rock reading it off the hands of the pack. That's in the second quarter. And North, well, they got that break, and here's King coming in for the first of his 2 goals. Now, Wiedemann did the right thing, but again, the treacherous nature of the ball, and again, King was on the outside waiting. The ball came out and he kicked his second goal. As you can see there, 2 goals to King. And Robram, I thought, has done particularly well at centre-half forward. It's the hardest position on the ground to play. Started with Stevens, but now has McKernan, so he's been paid the compliment of having his original opponent moved off him. And what can we glean from these stats? Very even as far as kicks, handballs are concerned. The centre hit-outs favouring the Crows, and the breaks even. It's interesting in the breaks because they're not really manning up in the centre. There's not really man on man, so whoever gets out of the centre, you know, there's not much of a contest.
So 12 points the margin here at half-time. I'll be back with Michael Jackson after the break.
In that first half with what looked to be a knee problem. I wonder how it is. Neil Curley.
Yeah, I've got no sound, Sandy, but Andrew McLeod has recovered out on the ground. And of course, with the conditions like this, it's going to be a body game, and the small players will certainly come into their own in these particular.
Good on you, Curls. Thank you for that. And good news for Andrew McLeod that injury is not too serious. So a 12-point margin, and the ball sensibly being thrown up because we did have a serious hailstorm during the half-time break as Anderson
after the break.
In that first half with what looked to be a knee problem. I wonder how it is. Neil Curley.
Yeah, I've got no sound, Sandy, but Andrew McLeod has recovered out on the ground. And of course, with the conditions like this, it's going to be a body game, and the small players will certainly come into their own in these particular.
Good on you, Curls. Thank you for that. And good news for Andrew McLeod that injury is not too serious. So a 12-point margin, and the ball sensibly being thrown up because we did have a serious hailstorm during the half-time break as Anderson kicks down towards the half-forward line, taken by Scholl. He gives it off quickly. North keen to get the first score in this second half. It's going to be a free kick for a tackle too high, and Bell has it inside 50.
Doing his job, isn't he, Bell? Didn't get to go at free man. Melbourne
kicked one in the first quarter.
Does all his work up forward.
Still a bit of breeze about, and he's kicking into it. And McCartney got a fist to it. Oh, still down in front and round the body and wobbling it through for one behind. So Glenn Archer adds to his tally. He kicked a couple of goals in the first quarter. Rod Jamison
playing the huddles
on the bench.
The Crows.
Kicked out wide. Good use of the body then by McCartney. Just can't get hold of it. The ball is slippery. Rock and Scholl combine. Now goes back in towards centre-half forward. Marcus wanted to hear the ball fall short. Scott working hard underneath. Soccer's off the ground. Now Smart caught. Scott comes back for a second effort. And the ball will be thrown up, I would expect. Ground getting very heavy underfoot now. Must have had 2 inches of rain in the old language, Don, at half-time.
Someone said it was 3, Malcolm. It certainly has come down.
See, inflation's hit Adelaide. Here we are. Danilchenko in underneath. And another bounce. Jason Danilchenko with the first half goal. Yes, Mark Roberts just at the front there on the bench. Bursting his way through as Rashudo. Does it well and then goes direct. Bond nearly, no, overcommitted himself. Laidley covers the ball beautifully at the back. Screws it back along the wing. Players up in front is Edwards. Bell goes at it, so does McGuinness. That's a good body contact. Held his lip back.
Good one.
Thompson Edwards it is. And Edwards the free kick.
Free kicks have gone the way of North Melbourne, as those ironical cheers indicated, but at the moment North are playing in the lead. Stevens takes it from King. King, of course, kicked a couple of goals and he's been loving that. Archer was in the pack, couldn't take it. Smart hits for the boundary line. Goes to the outer side. Rashudo gives chase. He won't mind if it wobbles over the line. It's slippery and it's wet and it's very, very difficult. He combines with Shane Allen. Danilchenko gives chase. Goes over the top once again. High. Comes through the hail and kicks towards centre wing. And once again, blocking it up is Liptak.
Crows forwards playing well up the ground. Martin and Modra, the only two in the goal square. I mean, in the 50-metre semicircle.
And scoring now in the second half is going to be so much tougher than it was, well, particularly in the first quarter. Because this
match-winning break, Sandy. Yeah. I know it's only 13 points, but when you take into account the conditions,
the ground is drenched. Pittman, well, they both locked arms eventually, so the umpire said go on. Liptak did, and eventually it was socket off the ground. A chance for Carey. First one way, then the other, giving himself a little bit of time and bit of space. He goes long down towards the half-forward line. First to it was Edwards. Back towards centre wing. Okay, McCartney is there. Goes on with the job, despite the Carey charge. Belted back towards the centre once again. Could have almost been a free kick for the Crows for holding, but no. They've got the run of the football, however. Nicely picked up on centre wing by Allen. He flicks it back. Difficult to mark. No one able to take it, and eventually Brian Sheehan again comes in.
Much improved player is Shane Allen.
Throws up right on the point of the square. McKernan, you'd think, would win it and does it easily. Knocks it 25 metres. McGuinness first there. Never quite got balance. Scott was with him, worried him out of it. Terrific play from Scott. Goes to centre half forward. Carey pushed underneath it. Coming hard at it, Bell and Rashudo. Bell goes off the ground and the ball heads towards the line. Smart first there. Tries to keep it in play. Does. Now out. And the boundary umpire will call for that.
I just wonder why Peter Bell never got a go at Fremantle. He runs straight at the ball. I mean, that's a real requisite in any player. Yet he only played, I think it was the one game for Fremantle.
A boundary throw-in. McCartney backhanders it along the boundary. Stevens first there. Protected off the foot. He goes back. Concedes a few metres to Blakey, who always goes long. Just belts it forward. 2-on-1 here. Big push out over the back. Smart. Winning the game well at the back. Concedes it behind. And that's North Melbourne 7th. They'll move on to 8-7 to 6-5.
Done a great job tonight, John Baker. He's really limited the opportunities of Andrew Jarman.
So the Crows are desperate to get it out of this danger zone. Pittman has it on half back. Puts it away towards Edwards. He looks up towards centre wing. Vardy had a good first half, and taken into the fence was Robrin.
It's a wonderful night for footy, really, isn't it?
They love it. They love it, though, don't they? It's not a full house, but the enthusiasts have stayed and are enjoying an excellent contest. Robrin again, claimed by Schwass. What a tackle to bring him to the ground. But he had no possible hope of getting rid of that ball. So Sheehan again. comes in to take charge. Capuano up early. Stevens, Schwass backing each other with the ball at the bottom. Eventually Wayne Schwass given a helping hand. Pittman and Capuano. Bond picks it up nicely, goes on to the left boot. The next goal just so important. Jarman written into the ground. Here's an opportunity though for his brother as he heads towards goal. And they stay alive.
So the North in front by 8 points. Stevens, really conditions really suit a player of his ability. Push back, comes back to him. Now just kicks it long. Carey certainly. He got behind McCartney then.
Quickly over the top.
And goes long. Archer and Smart. Interesting contest. And right on the goal line, socked off the ground by Allen.
Rocky was by himself in the forward pocket, and he asked Mark Roberts, why didn't you kick it to me? I mean, there was a late Emma's there.
Yes, Tom, it does take a bit of time to actually get back, see it, and then get it on the boot in these sort of conditions. Well,
You've let him off. You've let him off.
No, not really.
Well, Rocky was remonstrating.
Yeah, but sometimes players get in the way too. I mean, you don't see everything on the ground.
In the meantime, Bickley goes on to Connell. You two chat about it. Connell has seen a free kick go the way of North Melbourne. The advantage is paying. It goes to Wayne Schwass. Schwass has a look towards Carey again. He jostles the front spot, and he does farm out the hand pass towards a Rock. Rock needs another one going by, and he's got him too in the form of Stevens, having a lovely quarter. Bell, a flyer, couldn't quite complete the mark, but he's had a pretty good game. Carey a chance again. Did it beautifully, just controlled himself, then gave it to Scholl, who pokes it high in towards full forward. Who's going to be the first to recover? Scott is there, and he rides his opponent into the ground illegally. He pushed him, said the umpire.
Just going back to Carey, Sandy, you said he retained his balance. That's strength. We talk about strength in football. To be able to do that, you've got to be a very, very strong player.
McGuinness goes towards Pittman. He can't take the mark. Liptak is there as well. So too is Bond. It's the latter who kicks towards centre wing. And a free kick going the way of the Crows. If they can get the next one, Vardy will send them into attack. And they'll keep their finals hopes alive. That's an excellent attempt to mark by McKernan. Tim Pfeiffer is the umpire to come in and ball it up.
A bit of blood on Corey McKernan's knee.
Throws it up in the air. Pittman just taps it out towards the boundary line. Bond starting to get some touches too. Kicks the ball back in goal. Martin comes out in front of Modric. Can't get hold of it. Laidley mops it up. Swings the ball high. McKernan and Pittman push, shove. McKernan stands up, caught. Pittman tries to give it off really to Liptak, who was right alongside him. Off for Jarman. Darren Jarman for his second in 3 minutes and done it.
Crows are back in town with a couple of quick goals. And they go down towards Jarman again. Oh, no, it missed. Play goes on. This McLeod, so he's okay. Stevens defends. Vardy may be first to the ball. Trying to keep it inside 50. Here's Vardy. He eludes one. He steadies. He centres in towards full forward. But I reckon he had a shot. Maybe he should have sent it because Martin has taken the mark. The pressure now back on North Melbourne with Darren Jarman kicking 2 quick goals.
Conditions a bit better. The rain has stopped.
Martin kicks towards the half-back line. Shoved over the back. McCartney is there. Taken out, but did get rid of it. Picked up by Bond. Time to have a look down in that forward line. Bring it inside 50. Robin was one of his targets. Plenty of pressure, though, from especially McKernan. Socket clearance again. Oh, pick it up, and he does. Robin goes over the top. Robin back. Nothing wrong with my knee. And the Crows have hit the front.
Isn't it amazing when you go off the ground? I don't know what they do in the thing, but if you lip off the ground and you come back like that, well, you've just got to wonder, don't you? And there he is, number 23. He started exceptionally well. He thought the worst when he went off with that knee injury. But he's finishing now how he started.
Yes, 3-point margin, the Crows. Great tap work. Caught his rock. McGuinness also just gets a little toe poke on the ball, pushes it back. And a free kick coming back to McGuinness. So the Crows just starting to get a bit of a run on here. And they've kicked 3 goals this quarter, and North haven't got one. Comes out wide. I have to wonder why the kick was there. Perhaps towards Robin it now ends up with. Wants to set up the running player in Connell on the ground. McKernan just touches him in the back, and eventually the ball forced over. A boundary throw between wing and half forward.
Allison off and coming on Mark Roberts.
Yes, Adelaide by 3 points. So it's been a mini comeback by them, just under 10 minutes, third quarter. McLeod backs the ball forward. Martin has to wait for it, caught with it. Can't control it. Bickley under pressure again from Martin. Vardy been good on the ground. Connell taps it back. Tight for everyone. Bell hits it back to Stevens. Stands and kicks. Danilchenko contests with Allen. Players in hard. Capuano's been good. Roberts, quick hand. Too slick really for Blakey. Caught. Big win here from King. Gets it. Back to Danilchenko. McCartney and goes back almost for one-handed to Carey. Has Roberts running for him. Roberts, a player in front of him, only one-on-one. It's Archer and Smart off the ground. Archer caught, surely a free kick, not paid. And Mashuda goes off the ground. With a margin back to 2 points.
I cannot believe that.
And Lizzie going off.
I can't believe that. I can't. Look, what's this? Look. Oh, come on.
Brian Sheehan.
How can a player, like, he mightn't have seen the arm around the back, but really a player doesn't fall backwards like that.
Well, it's done now, and the game goes on. Capuano spoils from the back. McCartney pops it over the top to Liptak. Crows sensing that suddenly they're back in this, not only with a chance of victory, but of course keeping their faint finals hopes alive.
That was really a terrible non-decision, Don. I agree with you.
Yes, but it's done, so we won't carry on about it.
Still thinking about the
Can't be changed.
It's great lateral thinking, Wilkin.
Liptak gets it out. Up towards half forward. Bond has it belted towards the boundary line and over. Wayne Schwass picks himself up.
Tom, I was just thinking with McKernan now at centre-half back, Capuano doing OK against Pittman. I mean, is it one thing that they can actually do is throw him on the ball and perhaps Capuano back?
Well, I don't know whether Capuano's versatile to play at centre-half back, is he? I think that's the problem.
Again over the line on the outer side. Well, this is a very, very important 8 minutes of this third quarter. Carey and McCartney have been at it all night. Hammer and tongs.
Throw in centre wing. Balls over the back. A lot of balls do. Capuano goes off the ground. McCartney whacks it forward. Guinness tries to get his boot to ball. Bell does. Towards wing and half forward. Players having real trouble picking the ball up after it stands on the ground for a while. And that soccer kick has been marked by McGuinness. So play just sitting out far side for some time now. Kicks towards half forward. And McKernan belts it out of Robin's hands and into the crowd. So the Crows have advanced by 10 points. And there's not one player in the North Melbourne's forward half. They're all up towards the centre square. Great tackling. And a free kick for in the back. Well, it looked a pretty fair tackle to me. But the free kick going to Mark Bickley. Stops, then goes back, kicks out, and Modra marks. Deep in the pocket. Well, to take a great kick from here.
Yes, the angle very, very acute. You see the big divot coming up out of the ground. Will be replaced.
So can Tony Modra weave some magic to get this footy through the goalposts? Runs close to the man on the mark, sets it up. It's floating back somewhere near it. Pittman almost.
See, that was nearly a great kick. It was an excellent kick. And they made a change. There's Archer coming on.
He is too.
Yeah, he is.
That's interesting. Coming on as Mark Stevens.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if he's injured after he had that verbal attack on umpire Brian Sheehan for the lack of the decision. Liptak in the meantime 60 metres out, passes into half forward, taken by McKernan. Beautiful smother still there. Bell is also there for North Melbourne. He loses it. The Crows now really applying it. Vardy clever push forward towards Jarman. Jarman to Pittman. Pittman to Liptak. He should be a goal.
The Crows now by 9 points. McCartney bursts his way through. Standing up is Anderson, kicks it back towards centre half forward. Stevens on the ground in a contest, ends up with the ball to Roberts, plays it to himself, then leg.
It was leg, wasn't he?
Missed again by the umpire. High tackle, that's missed. So just not quite.
Roberts now asking the question. You're entitled to, Mark, as Glenn Archer was earlier. I cannot believe it. I can't believe this. Look.
Should go down, accidents do count, and if that's not a trip right in front of the umpire.
Yes.
So things not just going North's way at the moment, and good sides generally try and persevere through this. Bell screws the ball back around in front of goals. Roberts goes at it one hand, over the back, off the ground by Roberts almost. Scholl needs some help from behind, screws the ball back. Bell will sit, wait, Crows run at him. Terrific stuff, great pressure near the goal square, and eventually the Crows, through Rashudo, belted out of defence. Schwash goes to punch on Bond, and both of them chase after it and push it over the line.
Young Peter Bell's doing an exceptional job tonight.
Can't get a goal up forward, North Melbourne.
5 minutes remaining in this third quarter.
They've done well, the Crows. I didn't think they'd get back into it.
North have managed just 4 points this quarter. The bulk of those just rushed through under the great pressure.
Good, well, nice pick up.
McKernan had it, then lost it. So too Jarman. Simpson caught one, right in the face. And the umpire has actually picked this up.
Well, this is definitely a free kick.
Down towards Scott. Tries to soccer it away, but McGuinness overtakes him. Well, the pressure really telling.
Shane Allen's hurt his right shoulder too. He's whipping back to the forward line.
There's a couple of the Crow boys.
He must have done his hand. That's why he's off Archie. It wouldn't be for disciplinary reasons.
Wiedemann and Chalmers have been running the boundary line. Carey, the high flyer. Bell close to the line. What can you do, Peter Bell? Yes, you can.
They played it.
Yes. There's Peter Bell after kicking his second goal. He's just bleeding again. And Neil Curley, Glenn Archer off the ground.
Yes, there's a slight groin injury, and they're treating it. And whether he comes back on, of course, we'll have to wait and see.
It's a bit of a loss. Back in the centre. Jump from the big fellas. Players trying to work hard underneath. And difficult. Once the ball hits that ground, it gets slippery. Falls to McLeod. Kicks it high. McKernan pushing and shoving. Rodram gets a fist on it. The Crows run in numbers to that spot. Liptak caught and then ducks. And no free kick bounce.
So Peter Bell can come back on. I don't know whether it'll be the same cut that's open up again, but it looked good. A lot of blood running from his forehead.
Good throw up. Scott caught in the tackle and socket off the ground and out of bounds. So between wing and half forward and 3 points, both sides, you can see that blood coming through that bandage, so they'll cover that up again. Glenn Archer in the background there looks on ruefully. Capuano does well. Pittman does better to Connell. Just throws it on his boot. Coming hard at it. Vardy tries to go underneath. Pretty hard on a night like tonight. Just kick forward quickly. And Bickley kicks once again. The pressure of the kick to Jarman. Just drops it off his chest. Recovers well enough. Clever. Comes back around. Kicks the ball high. Flyers wanted here. And big fish from behind by the North defence, and over for a behind.
Then they'll have to start and play him in front, Jarman. He's just too good at ball handling. Once he gets in front, he's dangerous. The other fella that's doing well at centre half forward is
is Robram. Although he's not spectacular, he's offering a contest every time the ball comes in that vicinity. It's a strong contest too.
3 minutes remaining, 4 points the difference. Anderson goes back towards the middle. Crows have the numbers there. Can they take it away? Nigel Smart sees the advantage paid, and they go charging towards 50 again. Bond gives the hand pass away in towards the pocket. Liptak is there, but he's out of bounds. The con was attempted and it failed. Dean Latham to the half-back flank. Gee, it's all set up for a big final quarter. It will be just absolutely desperate. Last man standing stuff this. North so keen for the double chance. They've been so close in recent years, falling over at preliminary finals. Many believe that if they are going to do it, this is their year. They've got the experienced players.
It's got to be the year, Senior. They've been knocking for so long.
Yep. Dodging and weaving, trying to get through was Gorman. Towards centre where it goes in. McCartney had a fresh air shot. And Wayne Carey sees it over. It's Harley and Foreman. Be careful, boys. It's in towards Scholl. He takes the mark. North are going to make another change. Bell is going to come back out onto the ground. They kick it in towards half forward. In fact, inside 50 for North. Can anyone pick it up? Roberts is trying. He's still trying. And he can't, but he still tries. Eventually gets the hand pass out. Flick towards Robert Scott. Look at that pressure. Applied towards Stevens. He gets his kick in towards 50. But again, held up by McCartney, who defends. He goes backwards to his skipper. In turn wider towards Edwards. A little
There's
bit
a
of
Crow
time
player down right on the edge of the square, and he's in a lot of trouble.
Keep an eye on him. Donners will follow the play because Bond is charging forward for the Crows. Inside 50 towards Jarman. Through his hands it goes. Past Modra it goes. Martin towards his teammate Blakey, and he's over the line. It'll be a throw-in, despite the pleas for deliberate. That
player is McLeod. He's still in the hands of the trainers. He seems groggy. I don't really know what happened. Just saw him on the edge of the square.
So McLeod off and moving on. Throw in the forward pocket. Pittman grabs it, then handballs it over his head to the front of the square. Martin in front. That's good play from the veteran at the back. Handballs the ball away. Pittman goes off the ground. King slaps it onto the boot. And Stevens held and will get the free kick. Interesting, the Crows have been in this situation the last 2 weeks against Geelong and Essendon, and they've been disappointing last quarter, so I'm sure a lot of the Crows fans would love to see them continue in this last quarter. Simpson, Smart now under pressure, has to run away, back into trouble. Ellen receives a handball, goes across ground, and the kick is good enough to find Edwards. Rodman on a great lead, goes back in short, and Bickley there wants to play on quickly, does to Rashudo. Then goes out towards half. Oh! Swash!
Footman flyer points.
Wayne Schwash has taken a beauty and got 50 metres in the bargain. Wayne Schwash, unbelievable jump from behind as we're down to the last seconds of this third quarter. And really, it almost has to be a kick from Schwash and a mark. For North, you'd think, to score from here. 4 points. And not enough time even for the kick almost. So what was a very good quarter of footy, considering the conditions. The game's been fantastic all night. It's been close. North started the quarter by kicking away. A couple of goals in front at half-time. And one of the great features of our game, that is a super jump. Fantastic play. Bond in front, couldn't do much about it. And Wayne Schwash, you would think, perhaps with the mark of the round, And now we have it three-quarter time. The Crows have hit back. 10-7 Adelaide, 67 North Melbourne, 9-9, 63.
What a tight contest we've got here at Football Park. The margin was 5 points at quarter time. North hit back at the long break to hold it by 12, and now Adelaide has hit back. They lead by 4 points.
Today's match is part of the AFL Coca-Cola centenary season.
Well, they talk about character, Neil Curley. The time has come for both of these sides. If the Crows are going to make it to the finals come September, we're going to see some character, are we not?
Well, the situation is this. The Crows have been in this position now for the last 2 weeks, and they've failed to go on with it. There's a lot more urgency and enthusiasm around the crowd there at three-quarter time. But North are a very professional side. Dennis Pagan once again very aggressive at three-quarter time with his players. North will continue to fight. They'll come back. But I've just got a feeling the Crows are doing a bit better at this stage, and they'll be very hard to beat.
Curls, tell us about the breeze down there. I mean, is it now?
Yes.
Is it affecting? Is it assisting the end to which North is going in this final term?
That's spot on. The breeze has picked up a fraction, and if you had to choose an end, you would certainly choose the end which North are kicking to this quarter.
You know,
and bad news for the Crows. Rodney Jamieson won't take any further part in the game.
Well, that is unfortunate. Thank you, Curls.
Okay.
What do you think, Malcolm?
Well, I think it's a couple of goal breeze, Sandy, and the scores have reflected that.
Yeah.
I think perhaps North can just get home.
Donnie?
Breeze.
Well, I'm not going. I thought North would go on with it at half time, but no, I don't know. I don't want to make a decision. It's 4 points of difference. I mean,
Sure, it's pretty tough.
Here we go then. This is it. This is going to decide if Adelaide can keep their finals hopes alive. Can North Melbourne keep their double chance alive? They desperately want it. Stevens soccers off the ground down towards King. Kicked a couple of goals earlier in the game, much to his and North's delight. First goal's going to be vital here. McCartney charged at it, but he lost it. Simpson was there and is still there. So too is Robert Scott. A little snooker forward. Oh, Carey with absolute strength.
actually, that's been on all night. Now, the thing I admire about Carey, he's prepared to play in front. He'll give it out and he'll take it, and that won't put him off at all. Now, McCartney let one go earlier too.
Oh, what a seesawing struggle. This for North to regain the lead.
They've got all their players, North Melbourne, out of the 50-metre semicircle. So McCartney and Carey, the only two in that 50-metre semicircle. So Carey, a lot of room in which to move.
Kicking from 40 metres. Slow, deliberate, close. I reckon he's got it. Behind.
That's his third point for the night.
Gee. I thought he had it.
I know, you've thought a few times tonight too, haven't you?
Wiedemann on half back.
That's a free kick. Youngster Gorman standing the mark. Comes out to the wing, and Connell marks on his chest. The Crows certainly kicking into a slight. We see that ball starting to pull up now, and Anderson comes in front and belts it over the line.
And players really congesting around the ball, aren't there? There's not too many in any position at all, so it's really going to be hard to get a break. There's Jamieson, Chalmers.
Yes, boundary throwing. Keep your eye on Pittman. Been good. It's been a good even contest most of the night. 50-50 stuff, and once again the ball tapped over. Another throw-in, Tony McGuinness, skipper of the Crows. Robert Scott's been with him all night. Once again, another good contest. So, and it's the scoreboard reflects that, I suppose. It's been one of those games. In underneath, Simpson, and out.
The other thing, Malcolm, we should mention when we talk about the Crows needing to win to keep their finals hopes alive, they also require a considerable amount of luck from other areas too, don't they?
Yes, they need some other losses, I guess, from other sides. It's good, isn't it? Good reading there by Simpson. Just threw it onto the boot. Scholl has some run with him. Oh, very high is Robert Scott. And will be brought back. So pretty aggressive tackle there from Mark Rashudo. Goes back into centre half forward. Traditional North Melbourne play under Dennis Pagan. Stevens, gee, he works hard, doesn't he? Carey runs at it and has been paid.
He is very good at taking those marks on the run, running with the flight of ball, Carey.
Well, that was interesting, wasn't it? I mean, it was always going to be his as he went at it. And
well, I suppose he would have taken it. He was stripped of it, wasn't he?
That's a good call then by the umpire. It looked as though he dropped it, but in fact, it was a hand and a legitimate mark. And you say that McCartney and him have had a good battle, and I suppose if your centre half forward is lining up with his 19th possession, he's kicked 3 points, probably just stopped him from being a dominant player again, but he's been a very good one. Not that McCartney's been poor.
This for the lead.
Kicks from 35 and makes no mistake whatsoever.
3 points almost to kicking in danger there, but players allowed to go on. Anderson charges towards the football, so too does Vardy and Laidley, and it's pushed over the line on the outer side. It was on the full, and it will mean a Crows kick. Bond will take it. Can Adelaide answer the Carey goal? Kicks it high inside 50. Martin stands his ground. Wait a minute at the back if he can get a sniff at it. Modra there also, and over the line on the full. So they get another chance, but this time closer to goal. Well, desperately unlucky.
It was actually a bump ball, wasn't it?
It appeared to be, but Glenn Gorman.
Well, that's interesting. Put your hands down is a good lesson, isn't it, for the kid?
Yep. Let's see what Modra can do. Took a mighty mark earlier on the day. He runs round. Has he regained the lead for the Crows? Oh, no, he hasn't. It's still in play. It goes on. The hand pass comes across to Laidley from Capuano. He kicks it up towards centre wing, over the head of Bell. Close towards the boundary line it goes, and eventually it's Simpson over. Fierce pressure from Shane Ellen and also Tyson Edwards. And the walking wounded are growing in numbers.
So just over 16 minutes to go in this last quarter. It has been a tight game. Tuck belts it back inside Bell. The bandage Bell. Kicks it high. Over Smart's head. Here's Stevens. Goes to ground. Really probably didn't need to in that situation. Just a bit of composure would have been the act. And another bounce. Centre wing. And umpire Darren McCrawley will throw it up. Not had any rain here for well, probably half an hour now, so the players are just starting to probably get built, and then we've let them go again. They've done it a few times tonight, and it's always been North that have come out on top when that extra bit of play is needed. Carey spins, turns, plays on, and kicks towards centre half forward, over the back to right. Can't get hold of it. Now gets through players, onto his left foot, kicks, doesn't hit it right. And only a point.
He's playing a full forward now, Anthony Rock. Carey now up the ground. Allison also down on the half-forward line, playing wide.
4 points the margin. There's two of the old warriors, the Crows, McDermott and Sean Wren, who of course is battling that knee injury. Here's their best and fairest champ, Matty Collins, who also had his injury problems. Well taken by Vardy, who says to Robert, get out of my way, I'm trying to get a kick. And it's not easy. Capuano, little toe poke, back towards Robert Scott. Somehow he threads it through, almost thrown out to Stevens, but play goes on. McKernan a little flick, and it finishes with Laidley. It's high, it's in towards 50, it's inside 50. It bounces to Allison, and he takes it at the second attempt.
Very open forward line, North Melbourne. I mentioned earlier he's playing across half forward. Allison.
Well, he's a long way out, but he's got a chance to kick his career 199th goal. Directly in front. 52 metres. It's long in towards the square. Carey's there, and it's taken over from behind. So the creeping up in singles. 67, plays 72. Hart brings it out to Lipton. Century. Game coming up only last week. McGuinness and Scott.
That's off the knee, yes. The umpire's picked it.
McGuinness will take it.
Interestingly, Sam, I've got it down for 9 rush points, 5 to North Melbourne and 4 to Adelaide. That's the most I've had this year, just indicative of these slippery conditions. So it's been pretty tight at the back. A goals at a premium after that first quarter. And another boundary throw in. And North Melbourne. Capuano and Pittman. Pittman lays it down. Court Simpson. Scott misses with the kick. Oh, fantastic then from the youngster to come again. Jarman, little toe poke off the ground to Ellen. Slams it onto the boot. High ball in front. Jarman. Plays for 50.
Act as equity.
Most of the Crows fans reckon they're right, but certainly was. Modric goes early and slips as he goes about to take off. Here's Bond. He also slips and taps the ball back to a teammate's advantage. It's Bickley. Stevens whacks it through his legs. Schwass goes off the ground and here's Smart.
Allison off and Roberts going on. Roberts going down back.
Smart still going. Now under pressure from Martin. Martin just tries to hold up the line up, trying to disguise what he's doing from the umpire. Bell gives it away to Schwass. Schwass's kick is only short and the diving mark is accepted by Jarman. Steadies it down. Kicked 2 goals in the third.
Oh, you know
he
what
does it beautifully.
You know what happened there? Roberts is going to play at centre half back, and just as they were talking, McKernan and Roberts, Robram slipped away, hence the mark. Just a critical change. Oh.
Matthew Robram, the chance to regain the lead for Adelaide, but kicking from 50 metres. He'll go across the face and register 1 behind. Plays 10-12.
Roberts accepts the kick. Bounces. The ball came back too, which was good. He threw it in the turf hard and hits it on the inside of the boot and just lands just inside the line for a boundary throw.
It's fantastic, isn't it? Or is it you guys know, is this a sandy soil because the water's getting away really well?
Yes, I think there's terrific drainage at the ground. It is an area of the beach and western suburbs and the beach. So yes, you're probably right with that, Don. Great horticulture lesson from Don Scott. Over the back it goes to Carey. He is very dangerous. Sockens the ball in front of him. What wants him to come ends up with him, and there's a free kick going to right. Well, the crowd not happy as we watch this in replay and drag down.
There, and that's what it's all about. You just cannot be manhandled when going for the ball.
And being in the advantageous position at the front, Don.
Exactly right, Malcolm.
On slippery days. Excellent. Made a very good coach, I'm sure you will. Here's Anthony Rock. Kicks and misses. 1 goal, 2 to Anthony Rock. Disappointing finish from there. And 5 points the margin.
Still plenty of time though, Malcolm. 11.5 minutes. Shooter takes the kicking from half back. Probably not exactly what he had in mind. Finishes over the line in front of Bickley and Stevens. Really has been a demanding struggle for all players.
I was just going to ask, where's McKernan? But there he is in the ruck.
Right there as he tried to swipe it around with that gloved hand. Jarman under plenty of pressure from Adelaide.
I didn't see Capuano go off. Did he go off? No, he's still there. He's going as a loose man in defence.
Pittman tries to get clear, then gets boot to ball. Anderson may chop across.
Oh, well done. Excellent.
And he puts it to ground and he charges through. He almost slipped as he took the kick down towards full forward. Crucial time now for the Crows. Who's going to be first to recover? Out the back door it comes. Hart has a chance to go over the top to Smart, and he does. Nigel Smart is away. Back towards centre wing. Again, out of trouble for the moment. Robin slips. Was he pushed to the umpire? And no, it's going to be the free kick going the way of Dean Lately because he was pushed.
Yes, absolutely pushed from the front on, or in fact, pushed with a hand as Andrew Jarman tried to spoil. Carey pushed out of the contest there. Beautifully read by Edwards. Swings the ball around. Now, this will just sit inside the line. Gorman comes at it, and that time he taps it over with hands. And perhaps he learnt from the pocket before, when he actually touched it with his boot and was penalised. So 10 minutes, 5 points the margin to North. McKernan now in ruck, as we talked about, Don, in that third quarter. Perhaps he can give him a lift. Flip tack runs onto it, feeds it off to McGuinness. McGuinness kicks the ball forward. Roberts on Robrin. Schwash belts it away to Rock. Rock just turns and spins. Carey in the spot and takes a very good mark. Has a player on the inside, decides not to go that way. Now comes back to roughly centre half forward. Hard over the back. Rashudo caught in the tackle, drops it. Is that Bickley underneath there trying to get through? Bell's also caught, and Ellen goes very wide to the pocket, and the ball will beat all players over.
I think McKernan's playing on the back line, on the forward line, Malcolm, because Smart is loose. And I think that's where he's supposed to be, but mainly a lot of the ruck work being done on the forward line, hence he's on the ball as there.
Yes, he is indeed. Gets pushed under from Pittman. Really didn't go after it. Gorman just can't get his boot to the ball. That's a push in the back, surely, to Ellen. Not seen either.
Just over 9 minutes remaining. And still a kick in it. But deep in North's attacking zone. Good punch. Towards goal. A sock off the ground. It was attempted by Gorman. It was partly smothered. And now a chance for Nigel Smart. He's been very good for the Crows. He wobbles it out of the immediate danger zone. Will it go over the line? No. Rock keeps it in play. And he brings them back inside 50 with a tumbling punt. I need to see Connell take a timely mark. Matt Connell goes back towards centre wing. Robrin tries to shovel it forward to Jarman. Now Jarman is clear and he's deadly on that boot. Tokay finds Bond, who looks downfield. Capuano's in front, and with the big double fist he belts it towards the line. Doesn't go over initially, but finally it is Dean Laidley who is taken out. Look at the concern on these Crows fans' faces. Can they make it? Can they keep their finals hopes alive? Or is it a look of, hello mum, we're on camera?
Robin and Capuano. Over the back, Bickley caught. Just throws the ball forward. That was terrific stuff in tight. Martin overruns it. Now goes to Jarman. Here's a go. Has a shot at goal, and it's missed too. So once again, half chance there from Andrew Jarman, and the margin back to 4 points.
King towards Martin. Modra right there with him. Martin with strength. Well, he held it for a long time. He's given it to Bell. McGuinness smothers that. The Kyle ball goes on. McGuinness round his body with the left foot in towards full forward. No mark taken. Oh! He's done it again. He has done it again, Andrew McLeod. Touch, touch, touch.
Well, everybody saw it. The umpire, the field umpire, went up with one hand to signify it had been a point. The goal umpire saw it, but it was desperate work there by the North defender running in. Here it is. You see
pleading.
David King.
And play goes on. The lip tap gets it across to Bickley. Bickley to McGuinness. They'll go again. We don't succeed at first. Try again. The kick is high from Edwards. In towards Jarman. Couldn't take it cleanly. They bottle it up. Anderson's down there.
He's a hard man to get around, Jarman, once he puts his body in front. Very strong in the body. Laidley, I think, should play behind, in front.
Goal's hard to come by. Adelaide chant goes up. Precious seconds tick away.
Gee, it's tough. There's a lot of players around this ball.
Yes, only the one goal in this last quarter. Tap back. King goes low and towards the boundary line. Liptak's been a willing worker. Gorman tries to put him under pressure. Edwards caught. Typically has to stand. Bond caught. Just can't quite affect the handball. And chip back. And then Glenn Gorman accepts the mark. Kicks out wide. Not a very long kick at all. Players go at it. Ellen. Carey's even up the ground. A lot of players up in this forward half. Respect to Bickley. That's a really tight kick. Players come at it very hard indeed. And there's McKernan. So Corey McKernan, unbelievably, gets his first mark this late in the game. Goes out wide. One-on-one contest here. Terrific punch away by McLeod. King goes off the ground.
All he can do.
Pushed in the back and upended was Simpson. Through his hands. Players get after him. Pushed him in the back. And then a couple sit on top of him.
It's all King could do in that situation.
Smack in the middle of Football Park. 3 points the margin. North Melbourne in front. McKernan trying to lift. Schwartz accepts the hand pass. He's away. Runs a long way, then has a bounce. Has another. He's 50 out. He's 48 metres out. Oh! Wayne Schwartz has kicked a behind gone.
The condition of this ground is fantastic. 2 bounces there.
Back to a 4-point break. Rashudo going short, finding Matthew Liptak. Played every game this season. Jarman tried to do it with the one hand, the other was held. Was unsuccessful. If you drop $10 in there, you wouldn't pick it up, I don't think. It is tough. It's what you'd expect when you know what's at stake.
Yeah, it's not quite sure what's happening there. The Crows are getting the ball away from those kick-off and points this side. Which is say that zone defence of North has just fallen down on this side somewhere.
Under 5 minutes left. Bell tries to soccer off the ground. Schwartz applied the tackle, but he's still got the kick. Down towards half forward. Roberts held it. Oh, look out! Jarman attacks, but he attacks illegally, much to the dismay of Crow fans and also Jarman himself. King picks himself up and he goes to Stevens on right half forward. Suddenly North lifting now in towards centre half forward, and Jason Denelchenko takes the mark. He's a long way out. Breeze has dropped to a minimum. Rain has cleared. But he's still a long, long way from home. He's going to be kicking from 57 metres. Drop punt is good in towards the square. Fisted clear. Can Carey get it away? He does get the hand pass. Allison, he's kicked 198 in his career, and it's still on that figure as a behind is taken through. Oh dear, 5 points the margin.
Gee, the Adelaide Crow commitment has been questioned. The last 3 weeks you really couldn't question it. I think they've been terrific.
Kick out comes to Bond. He's along centre wing. 2-on-1 here. And coming from behind is Roberts and absolutely smashes it across the line. Well, just over 3.5 minutes remain, and yes, there is a kick in it. And the ball almost in the 50-metre or 50-50 spot on the ground. Tapped back by Pittman to Bell. He's been a very good player. Kicks 1-on-1. This contest, this magnificent contest between McCartney and Carey. Recovers well, Carey. Oops, just pushed as he kicked it, and therefore the ball goes nowhere except for Rashudo. Has a player out wide in Vardy. The ball just won't quite sit for him. Good enough to keep his composure and then come inside.
Good.
And a magnificent
Go.
by Anderson. Recovers. Kicks it high. Rotherham and Roberts. King can't get there. It's in fact Stevens off the ground. And the ball won't go out. The players are absolutely dog-tied. Anthony Stevens bringing them in with a big press. And McKernan and Pittman to go at it. The crowd is noisy. They are willing this Crow side home. Pittman gets a very good tap. Rock comes at it, caught high. Players throwing themselves in. McLeod's caught, gets his boot the ball. Swat pushed underneath it. Martin's the only one in line. Laidley now comes back to help out. Goes off the ground. Quick kick, tremendous pressure at the back. And the kick will find Rock.
He steadies it down.
Desperate stuff. Fantastic stuff.
It's in the back pocket for North Melbourne. There's 2.5 minutes left. A tired Anthony Rock will look towards King, but intercepting is the once injured Andrew McLeod. Left the ground with what appeared to be a nasty knee injury. Fortunately, it was only jarred. And he's made a miraculous return, booting a goal from the throw-in. They need something pretty smart if they're to have any hope. Edwards' kick is marked in the back pocket again. Stuart Anderson, one of the youngsters.
Look at the players around the ball.
This is game number 37 for him. Speaking of 37, Simpson the flyer couldn't take it. Jarman almost held. Robert Scott was at the bottom of the pack with McGuinness, and no one's going anywhere. Players are dog-tired. Anthony Rock is just about out on his feet. He picks himself up.
Scholl about to come on for North. Who's going off? It's Capuano, so Scholl will go down forward.
Ball up. McKernan. It's the ball back in the middle. There's a chance. Carey run hard at it. The ball bounces awkwardly. Danilchenko almost. Now comes back again for a second time. His shoulder just on the ground now. Gets his left foot to the ball. Prosciutto in tight. Tries to hook the ball back, keep it in play. Rock has to sit and wait, and does.
Good effort by Prosciutto.
Vardy late on the scene, and Anthony Rock just trying to slow this down.
He doesn't know the time, but it's good play by Rock.
Oh, Danilchenko set a task here. Big punch away. Players misread that in the air. Danilchenko comes at it. Scott's caught. Tries the handball out to King. Jarman in under pressure. Oh, this is a fantastic contest.
Yeah, it's a real contest, isn't
Under
it?
a minute. So you would almost think now that any side, or if North scored, you'd say it. Worst they can do is draw it. And of course, the Crows with a goal could win it. Amazing. To Simpson. Big kick in. Allison gets behind hard. It's going to roll through. It's going to go. Touched on the line. So we're down to the last half minute, and now the Kangaroos lead by a goal.
Yeah, 6 points the difference. Hard, but they've got to get it down the other end of the ground smartly. There's going to be a free kick. They've got the free kick here.
Goes straight down the centre. They can't get
Wayne Carey is not at all happy, understandably so. He gave away the free kick. They've got the loose man. It's McCartney, his man, who'd moved downfield. He's almost down to centre wing. He doesn't know there's 9 seconds left. They need 2 long bombs and a couple of big grabs. North are desperately trying to hang on. It's soccer towards the boundary line. Laidley will see it over quite safely. And there it is. It's all over. North Melbourne has held on for a miraculous win. And look at that. Great sportsmanship. What a battle they had. It was Ali Foreman material for a while. Those two, well, maybe not quite the same. Nonetheless, it is victory to North Melbourne in a stirring game of football. Just a wonderfully tight contest. Nothing in it really all night. 5 points at quarter time, 12 points to North's advantage at half time, 4 points to the Crows at three-quarter time, and it finishes up 6 points the way of North Melbourne. John Blakey certainly having plenty to say. Wayne Carey, he would be exhausted, and so too would McCartney. Great duel that, Don, wasn't it?
I was just sorry, Sen. I was just looking what was happening behind play. I was just watching how Jarman was going over talking to other players, and yeah, it was a good feeling behind the play. Sorry, I was concentrating on what was happening behind play. There's McCartney. Terrific battle with Carey, and it was hard. Although Carey finished up with a lot of possessions, I thought McCartney did an admirable job on the night.
Let's go down to the ground. Here's Curls.
Yeah, thanks very much. Well, that was a tough game.
It was a very tough game, and it was always going to be a tall order to come here at Football Park and play Adelaide, who've been playing pretty well, really, and it sure was a tough game.
I thought at ground level tonight you were a bit better than the Crows.
Yeah, well, we practiced that a lot, and I don't know, it's hard to say when you're actually out there, but I suppose we might have had a little bit of an advantage in that area, yeah.
It was just so important tonight, wanted to hold that position up by the top of the ladder.
Yeah, it is. It's. I mean, we're really zeroing in on double chance, and that's been a heavy accent at training to try and achieve that. And this win is pretty important.
The conditions suited you tonight. You seem to enjoy them.
Yeah, no, I like when it's a bit wet and the ball's on the ground a lot. Obviously, I'm not the tallest player around, but yeah, I enjoy the conditions.
Well played yourself and a good team win. All the best.
Thanks, Neil.
Thanks. Back to you, Sandy.
Yes, thanks, girls, and well done to North Melbourne. Kicking in the final quarter, 1-7, and restricting Adelaide to just 3 behinds. But it was a titanic struggle, and they were extremely gallant in defeat. For North, of course, they keep the double chance hopes alive.
And you couldn't be critical of those guys walking in there, Sandy. No, I mean, I watched them against Geelong, and I thought it was, well, it wasn't their fault that they went down. Geelong just seemed to get on one of those streaks in the last quarter, and but their application has been terrific over the last couple of weeks. It's been questioned, but boy, did they have a go tonight. It was terrific.
I think that epitomises this game, the walking wounded. There will be a number closely looked at from both sides. I know that Glenn Archer left the ground for North Melbourne.
Well, he is a worry, because he is going to be a real worry, because he runs straight at the ball and he can play both ends of the ground. He has a terrific season, and let's hope that he doesn't go out of the side with injury.
Started off in fine fashion too, kicking 2 early goals for North Melbourne. And so Crow fans head home. They are disappointed they haven't got the 4 points, but they have seen an excellent game of football. North Melbourne victorious. The final scoreline, the Roos 10-16, 76. Adelaide at 10-10, 70.
Final scoreline here at Football Park. Victory to North Melbourne after beating 1-7 in the final term. 10-16, 76. Adelaide 10-10, 70. There's a man that, of course, suffered a severe knee injury earlier on, and how the Crows would dearly have loved Sean Wren to have been with them, but his future, well, that's all still to come. What a fantastic game we've seen.
Yeah, it was, Sandy, and how do you analyse a game like that? It was very, very tight right from the start, and the conditions really didn't add to the game as a spectacle. It made it a contest. There were a lot of players around the ball. Every contest was very hard to get clean movement from any part of the game, and they were very, very isolated, scrambly like it is here now. But there's McLeod, who started the game very, very well. He got a knee or wrenched knee or whatever it was, went off the ground, and then he went off the ground a little later. But he was certainly, this is the first quarter, what a miraculous leap. And we'll see one from Modra as well. But the ball not quite as wet. Jarman, interesting battle with Laidley. I thought his strong body in front, this is the leap against Laidley. Laidley should have maybe played him a little bit more in front, because Jarman is very strong in the upper body, holds his position well, and Rock, I thought, did very, very well, as did his little man, the counterpart, and Peter Bell. Bell did a lot of work up the ground, up around forward, but then later came up the ground. This is King. This is the first of his 2 goals in the 3rd quarter. Look at the rain. Unbelievable, isn't it? Or was, no, that was in the 2nd quarter, I should say. Again, you can see there how the ground was, but, you know, it's a terrific ground, because guys were bouncing the ball maybe 20 minutes after the rain had finished, and that's the state of the ground. It is very, very good here at Football Park. Again, you can see not pretty football, players unable to handle the ball. This is when McLeod had come back on. Very happy. Interesting battle, Carey figuring there. There's Bell once again. An excellent effort by the little fellow. You know, a goal's always kicked by the opposition, because there's not much reaction from this Adelaide crowd. There's Swash, 3rd quarter effort. He was good tonight. Tried very, very hard. A beautiful leap. Oh, terrific.
It's hard to imagine that that's a wet, slippery ball, and we did have a heck of a lot of rain, particularly at half-time. As we check the goal scorers, the main contributors for both sides, 4 getting 2 apiece for the Adelaide Crows, and for North Melbourne, Archer, Bell and David King. Not a prolific goal kicker by any means, but he did pick up a couple of vital ones tonight.
Well, the stats as far as the posies went were very even at half-time, and really there's not much difference there. Yes, everything really just about added up at North Melbourne. 4 centre breaks, but they weren't really playing man on man. you know, it was just a very, very tight game. Very even statistically, nothing much in between.
In fact,
Sandy.
that was backed up at three-quarter time when during a break we said, now what about, you said, what about the voting? What are we going to do? It was one of those games where it wasn't easy to pick 3, 2 and 1.
No, and I appreciated your help because you were no help at all, Sandy. So what was the point of discussing it with you?
I think you just like chatting, really, don't you?
And the votes today...
What did you decide on?
Well, I finished up with Peter Bell. I thought he was terrific. He really does run straight. It's funny how a guy, you know, can't get a go at one club, yet can come across to another club and do well. Nigel Smart was good down back, and Anthony Rockwell, I mentioned in commentary, he's headed, well, he'd be very, very high in the North Melbourne best and fairest if it was counted right now. He had another good game.
Well, that won't be happening. Bell, Smart and Rock, though, getting the votes. Wayne Carey, what a struggle he had tonight. Here he is with curls.
Yeah, thanks very much, Sandy. Well, Wayne, you expected a tough game. You certainly got one.
Yeah, we knew that'd be tough. They've played very well the last 2 weeks. They've been overrun in the last quarter, and we knew that it'd be tight all day. We thought we were a big chance, obviously, coming into the last quarter because they have been overrun. But no, full credit to the Crows. They played a great game tonight, and I think all the boys should take credit here also. I mean, to get over the line and I mean, a huge crowd, 40,000 barracking for the Crows. I mean, it was just a fantastic win and the first win that we've had over here, so it was great.
You and Jason McCartney had a real tough battle again.
Yeah, I suppose it was one of those games. I thought I had a fair bit of the ball, but I didn't take many marks. He sort of scragged me all day. Thought I could have got a couple of free kicks, girls. I don't know about that, but I thought he tried all day, and it was just a great win.
Wayne, there was a report in the first quarter that involved North or Crows.
I'm not sure, to tell you the truth. I might have been reported. I'm not sure what for, but I don't know the circumstances as yet.
So I'll just wait for the report to come through in the paper.
Yeah.
It was so important to North tonight because of your situation and all that. I guess that was spoken about during the week.
Oh, definitely. This is a game we had to win. Obviously, the Bears won again and Sydney won. So, I mean, if we want the double chance, we've got to win games like this, and we've got to go to the MCG next week and knock off a good side in Geelong. So, we've got a hard run home, and that's the way we wanted it. So, we've got another big game this week.
Your small boys were good tonight at ground level.
Yeah, it's hard to tell out there who plays well and who doesn't, but just to see Anthony Rock a couple of the times, the way he hit the ball, and I mean, geez, he got crunched a couple of times, but just to watch him do that, I mean, it really inspires the rest of the side.
Early, it looked though Tony Modra might be a danger too. He kicked a couple of early goals, but Mickey tightened up on him. Yeah,
that's the sort of player he is, isn't he? I mean, that was a fantastic grab and goal, and I got inspired by that myself. I thought, geez, this is all right. But he's a great player, and it was a great effort by Mick to tighten up after quarter time.
Thanks, Wayne. A great team win.
Thanks, girls.
Yes, it was. One straight kick. The difference, they, of course, have Geelong next week and then Richmond the week after. So it is going to be a tough run home. Looking further ahead to that one day in September, which Adelaide tried their hearts out, but North Melbourne in the end victorious by 6 points. Don is off now to try and rig the tipping competition to eventually win it.